Hello, great to see you again. This week I've been in the Mayfair area of London and I've been walking from Green Park to Bond Street. There are some lovely spring displays in the shops and restaurants, and once I reach Bond Street I cover a bonus area. It's a street that's not quite a street. You'll see what I mean later. Let's go. It's a beautiful sunny day for the walk as I exit from Green Park Station onto Green Park itself. Looking behind me and to the right is the side view of the RITZ Hotel. It looks so beautiful against the blue sky that I take 3 different photos of that view. It's so warm today you would never believe that it's still only March, and lots of people are sitting and lying down in the park. Just at the entrance to the park we have this statue of the Roman goddess Diana. Moving up onto the street now, we have on the right the RITZ Hotel with its long colonnade and gorgeous facade. Leaving the RITZ behind, we'll now start to walk up Berkeley Street, which is busy with traffic at this time of day. This street is full of what I see as typically West End buildings, well kept and with mixed residential and commercial use. The reason I chose this area today is because I know that I'll see some beautiful Easter and spring displays, and this restaurant, Bocconcino, is the first one. The next one is Parc Chinois, which has a lovely flower display and a little surprise of a water feature. I've now arrived in Berkeley Square and I'm in the gardens, and you cannot miss that Annabelle's the Club has had the whole building decorated for their first birthday. It just hits you right in the eye. The traffic moves around the square, but in the gardens itself it's lovely and peaceful. The trees in the park are London planes. They're among the oldest in central London, and they were planted in 1789. Mayfair wouldn't be Mayfair without a large helping of luxury shops and showrooms. Around the square we have Porsche, Oscar de la Renta, Bentley and Rolls-Royce, to name a few. The area caters for all budgets though, and if you want to eat, you have a good choice of Eat, Pret or Itsu. There's at least one blue plaque on the square, and my next photo is of a door that just seems so solid and traditional. I just had to grab that one. Next up is a restaurant with 2 beautiful flower displays outside, one round the window and one at the seating area. Next, I'm walking up Davy Street with its solid red brick buildings and its view up the street towards Oxford Street at the far end. Davy Street also has its fair share of luxury shops. It's also got some beautiful spring displays and gorgeous window boxes. This lovely little entrance is the doorway to Claridge's Bar on the corner between Brook Street and Davies Street. Next we have the Claridge's crest and then a photo of Claridge's wonderful entrance. It's strange to see the cranes towering above in this next shot, and I guess they'll be building some high-rises in that area. Here's another pub, the oldest in the area. It's been there since 1738. Well, I've arrived at Bond Street now, but I did say there was a little bonus coming. We're on busy Oxford Street, but if you look to the right of the shop opposite, you can just see an alleyway marked by a clock and what I call a lady on a disco ball, and that leads into G's Court first of all, and then opens out to St Christopher's Place. I said earlier we'd look at a street that's not quite a street, and that's because on the map it's just a dotted line. This is a view from inside looking back to Oxford Street, and you can see how narrow it is. But then it opens up into a lovely pedestrian quiet street. The surprise is that it then opens up into a lovely big square full of restaurants and people. And again, because it's such a nice day, there are so many people sitting outside just really enjoying the nice warm weather. In this clip you can see old traditional toilets from over 100 years ago, so I've taken a photo of them because they're quite unusual. Next I'm carrying on along St Christopher's Place, heading towards Wigmore Street at the far end, and I've just taken a couple of photos of two really nice shop fronts along the street. Now I'm going to go back and choose my favourite photos from today, and they are the RITZ, the close-up of the flowers, the green door, another close-up of flowers, the window box, cranes over Claridge's, the clock at St Christopher's Place, and my favourite, the window box, because it sums up spring. I hope you enjoyed the video this week. The main thing I've learned is when I'm photographing buildings, and to set up the type of photos I like to take and the type of composition, I really need to take time to make sure that I'm standing squarely in front of the centre of the building. Otherwise, with the fact that the streets in London are very rarely perfectly level, and that some of the buildings being old aren't perfectly level either, with the finished photo it can be quite hard to tell whether I've got the photo with the right perspective and that it's not at all skewed. It's certainly not as easy as lining up the sea on a horizon. So that's my top tip for myself this week. I hope you have a great week, and that if you're out and about taking photos you get some really good ones. Bye and take care.